Good morning, the internet and everyone watching. It is good to see you. My name is Pat.
It's the webs, people.
This is DM Nix, and we are here together to provide you some entertainment today, to build worlds together, to voice act together, to play characters together, and to hear what your contributions are and explore this wonderful world of Eolas that DM Nix has made together. So, welcome on in. It's great to see you all. Great to have you all. Thank you for your. How are you, DM?
A little bit worn out.
Yeah.
Uh, you caught the beginning of that when we were chatting earlier, and I kind of rolled my eyes and sighed. That wasn't at my wife, like I said. It was because I knew it was about to happen because I could hear, and I'm a bit worn out from wrangling kids nonstop who don't want to listen or obey very much. So other than that, I'm doing okay.
Yep. Fair enough. I am recovering too from sickness. I'm a little less croaky than I was the other day. We
You do sound
I'm not 100%. So I will be
no,
coughing here and
yeah.
there, and I will have to continue to drink my I'll call it tea. I'll be drinking my tea.
That's a kind of tea, right? It
um,
has it has a water component to
right?
it
It is definitely
because it's
warm
liquid,
liquids. Warm liquid.
and there is a substance that is imparted into the liquid.
Yes.
How it got there can be discussed at a later point, but right. So the basics of what people consider a tea is there. So it's all good.
So we are doing
This
that.
comes from a bean that people roast, and so
Trying
it's a
to
form of
trying
tea.
to get better, trying to improve. Health and well being and all that. We had an interesting session in Kingmaker the other day. If you weren't here to see it, our characters died. All of them, every last one of them.
TPK.
They all died, and not only that, but hilariously, hopefully they see the humor in this. Hilariously, they didn't all just die. They all died while being consumed by a tree. It was
It wasn't
fantastic.
even a tree. It wasn't even a
Uh,
tree. It wasn't even a
plant.
tree.
A
It
plant.
was a
A
mushroom
mushroom
vine
plant
thing.
with big teeth and horrible horrible. So it was amusing. They did manage to meet some mysterious person. A tree was Craven's nightmare. Some mysterious person,
Yeah.
feminine voice in this weird ass place, who some of them made deals with, pacts with. Um, some of them didn't. So some of them lived to see another day,
Well,
and
one of
others
them
don't.
didn't.
Or relive. It's a reborn, remade. Not quite the same, a little bit different,
Reforged.
reforged, all that.
Yeah.
Died by a tree. Died by being swallowed by a tree. Yeah. And,
Yep.
and acid, because trees definitely have acid in their stomachs. That's how this works, right? Right?
Yeah.
I agreed with Malkov. I think we all kind of see the humor in the situation. At the same time, we would have really preferred
Yeah.
that our characters didn't die, but we're going to probably tune the difficulty down a little bit, readjust how we're doing things just slightly, tell a more thorough story, and without having this need to have certain buttons pressed and feel like we have to shoehorn ourselves into certain choices. We're wanting to be free. We're wanting to play our character. We wanted to have a good time. Still have some challenge, of course, but so there'll be some adjustments. But that's happening. In the next couple of days, we're going to also have Cyberpunk on DMNix's channel. Our wonderful characters over there, including our new character Puppyatron, playing Pinky, is going exceptionally well. We're in a cool scenario right now where we're trying to protect a certain pink fox who is trying to perform in a new area and is getting harassed by gangers and all sorts of bad things. So that's all. That's a laugh as well.
I mean, you guys
So
had a really fun visit and
yeah, it was
decided that
great.
maybe you need to reevaluate tactics and gear.
So yes, tactics, gear, all the things. There's lots of things to consider. So be watching DMNix's channel on Saturday evening in the US and Sunday on my time. But yes, that's what we're up to today. What are we up to, DMNix?
We are doing a custom setting that we're working on, Eolas, and what we're doing is creating it as we go. Like all the great settings were technically created by playing in them. So instead of just trying to hammer it all out and make it up, I decided let's do it the way they did and actually play in it and develop it that way. So it's a little bit more rich and in depth of a story. And so last time, our lovely characters beat a bunch of cultists into submission and then convinced a person to come back with them and work with them instead of leaving him out there to die or fend for himself to try to get home.
Yeah. Here this person is, Odysseus Porter. We should probably give Odysseus Porter a name at some point. Because Odysseus Porter is just, well, what they used to be, because they're not that anymore. They're helping us now.
This is exporter. Used to be a
Ex-Odysseus?
porter.
Yeah. So
Now
we're going to be naming this
he's not.
person soon. If you've
Yeah,
got
Exodus support.
ideas, chat
No, we
either
come
in
up with a name.
here in my channel
Let's
or
do this. Yeah, I was about
DMX's
to say,
channel.
chat.
Yeah,
Give us a name.
yeah, yeah. So if you've got ideas, pop
I'm
them
getting
down.
some weird lag on the video.
You.
Yeah, like
Ooh,
video seems to be lagging a little bit because I just saw the whole video for both of us freeze on OBS. That was weird.
let's have a look. Go over
It's
to.
and it's not you, it's video. To be clear, because I just saw video like bloop and like freeze and move. Um, can you guys in chat tell us if everything's good on your end or not?
Pull you up. Yeah,
Seems fine. Okay. All right. Well, we'll call it good then. It's I know video was looking like it was transmitting to OBS a few seconds delayed kind of thing. And I
yeah.
didn't know why, because usually it is right in sync just about like a millisecond delay from my actions and stuff to what it is on screen. But now I'm seeing delays. Like right there, it just seemed like it froze again. But I don't know if it's just OBS doing it or if it's streaming out is freezing
Well,
and it's
let's
kind
say
of hard to
this.
tell.
Let's not worry about it. Chat, if you notice
Good to
some
hear too. Oh
things
wait.
that are
All right.
disrupting your viewing, please let us know what they are, specifically what they are, what's going on, so that we can try and address it. If you're not experiencing that, we're not going to worry about it. If you don't say anything, we're not going to worry about it. Okay?
Okay. So King J said he does see it acting up a little bit, but it seems to be intermittent, which is the odd thing. So I'm going to go through and just start purging anything that doesn't need to be running just to make sure that we're not having any problems.
So yeah, while you're doing that,
It
I
usually
will.
has been fine because I've had no issue with it. But go ahead and yeah, if you want, if you would recap.
Yeah, so we have our characters here. DMNix is playing Peter here, friendly giant, um, big friendly giant with earth and metal
Peter.
powers. Uh, he is also playing Thurball, the catfolk rogue, who is definitely less inclined to be
Likes
friendly,
nice things. He likes soft and friendly.
and is more interested in the luck of the cards and the luck of the draw and staying alive and staying warm wherever possible.
It's the warm sands.
I am playing Marigold, who is an old 77-year-old woman who is out here for reasons. She is following along her patron, Mab, of Queen of the Old Ways, Queen of Fae, and all sorts of things, and unsure why she has been chosen, but she'll do it because she doesn't really want to cross Mab, and who would? And I am also playing as Skewer, the half elf, half hobgoblin monstrosity of a combination, who is a fighter wielding a sort of spear thing. Likes to poke things. Um, we have those characters. We are currently descending from the mountains and heading back to civilization, hopefully, or at least something that resembles civilization. Um, we are still in the tundra and still facing environmental issues. So I know that you are trying to purge things and stuff, but would you
Yep.
mind also rolling us a
Nope. I
dice
can
to
keep going.
see what is happening in this day, please? Ooh, that's very low.
Uneventful travel.
All right, so we start to travel. We are traveling to the northwest, and we're going down the mountain again, and it's uneventful. Nice. Trudge through the snow. We get a few chilly winds here and there, but it's generally not too bad.
Noise.
It seems like we might have dealt with what we had to do up here. Dissa and her compatriots are gone. We don't know where they are. Where do you think they might have gone? By the way, anyone got any suggestions?
Gone. She told us they left. They went gone. I think he means like where they went, Peter. Not just gone, but like where they went to. Oh, Marigold is wise one. She may know.
Oh dearie,
He looks at
they
Marigold.
were speaking about some sort of ritual or something they were doing
Yes.
that they needed opponents for. Perhaps wherever they went is where that ritual is going to be undertaken. I don't really know where that might be, but it is the cult of eternal
Not
frost,
uncommon.
so my guess is it's probably somewhere still snow. I
Could it
suppose.
not be in the warm lands, with the sun and sand? That would be much nicer.
It, I agree, but unfortunately, Thurball, up here in the north, And even down there in the south, as the seasons change, things get cooler. Um, well, up here in the north, it gets cooler than in the south, but and we are already in the cool. It's just going to get colder, unfortunately.
It is sad, yes. All right. I think I hopefully cleared it up. I don't know what was causing it.
Right.
So I just purged a whole bunch.
Well, dearies, this is much easier going on me. I do appreciate the cold blizzards stopping and enabling a nice little backwind that we have going right now, even if it is it's still a lot more
I didn't
pleasant.
fart. There was no backwind. Oh, you meant wind coming from back. I sorry.
Hey, Crowfang, good to see you, bud. Um, yes, we yes.
The quickest way to get poor Marigold off and confused. Oh, that's what I asked Krulfang. He said, not that kind of wind. Or she said,
All right, and so we trek on. Um,
onward trekking.
trying to find a nice location to rest for the night.
I
Oh,
don't know that I had that. Let me see.
I think Marigold's just enjoying her enjoying the walk. Seems. Skewer is distracted. Very distracted. He
Awesome. Why is
keeps
something
daydreaming.
else?
You start to talk
Nine
to
and
him
a
from time to
six.
time, and he doesn't seem to hear whatever it was that was said.
Skewer. Skewer.
Yeah, what?
Skewer must be sleeping. Are you awake, friend? You seem to be not present.
What you talking about?
I had to call you like 7 times to get your attention.
Wow, none of us is paying any attention whatsoever. We can't find a good place to
An
rest.
eight? An eight was our best roll.
Yeah, total of
This
13.
sounds like a recent night that was had.
We don't find any shelter. We don't find anything. Alls we have is our tents on the snow that keep on being blown over by the like by the wind during the night. And it's not even a hard wind, it's just not really sheltered, and so don't really keep the cool out. And yeah, let's make some fortitude saves as
So you
it's
just
gonna get cold.
broke up volume wise on my end. Chat, did he break up for you or not?
Sorry, what's happening? All
No,
right.
I need one.
I'm calling for fortitude saves to weather the cold.
It's, not mine.
Okay,
Are we
someone's
going to roll
doing
above?
okay. Wow.
Okay.
So during the night, Peter notices that there's someone sidling up very close to him, still in sleeping bags and such. This isn't like body to body. This is just not not sexual, but someone's like sidling up, turns over and it's Marigold, and he's got dark vision. He can see that she's turning blue. She's you know shivering. Um, Skewer is curled up in a ball and also turning into an icicle. Even more so than
So
Marigold is. But Marigold is sidling
he's
up
going
to Peter,
to
whereas Skewer is trying to insulate himself.
avoid. Yeah. So he's going to take Marigold and tuck her in, like hold her close, almost like a little baby, because he's, massive and wrapper. And he's going to use her other blanket to throw over Skewer.
You just hear a very chittery thanks as his teeth are banging against each other. He's almost too cold to
So when
speak.
Marigold wakes up in the morning, she's being held like a little baby in Peter's arms.
Yeah, so in the morning, we pull ourselves out. I think Skewer's disinclined to come out. He's just like wrapped in his sleeping bag with, wrapped up in a blanket. He is typical
Sure.
burrito living here. Burrito living.
We need to move to find fuel for fire so we can be warm. Come,
Five
come,
more
come. Must
minutes.
go.
Just 5 more.
5 minutes and you will be late. And then we will freeze again. And I do not think you want to freeze more, no? I know it's hard. Come, come, come. Think of military training you have, yes? Must go when easy, must go when hard.
Gets up, comes out, head.
Peter would clap him on the back, probably a little too hard on accident. He's like,
As Peter
good man.
claps him on the back, a sheet of ice rolls off his chest. Smashes on the
You're
ground.
very cold. Oh, I'm doing so poorly. Let us find good place to camp tonight and find somewhere warm.
Preferably, I would appreciate that. All right, so you want to roll some more d6s,
I
see
should have
if
gone with fire kineticist, because then I could make fire, but I did not.
see if we have a change in this day.
Ooh, lucky. No encounters yet.
All right,
So
so
apparently we're making good progress because things are not biting us in the butt.
well, it is
Rainy
raining.
probably means it's snowy, not
Yeah,
rainy,
yeah.
since
So
we're
there's a
cold.
light snow. It's not heavy.
Nah, just
It's a
nice
light
little
snow.
light flurry.
All right, but still no encounters. So still just rather kind of
Yeah.
consequential. All right.
Which is kind of
I
amazing.
guess with 2 days of inconsequential stuff, I think we're making pretty good time.
Oh yeah, we're probably only like maybe a day out or so because we're not getting any interruption. Not getting any interruptions if I can learn to speak correctly. I don't know what's going on with my mouth lately.
Yeah, so we make really good time. What took us, I think, 4 days to get up, we're nearly done in two.
Mm-hmm. And then it's going to be probably another day to get over to where the other place was to meet up to get to them.
Yeah,
So
so we're coming to the foot of this mountainous region. It's still hilly,
yeah.
through this tundra, but the actual sort of mountain is coming to an end. Um, and yeah, we can see a fair bit off in the distance. Although there is a little bit of rain, so it's not super good vision. But let's see if we can find a better place to kip the night or shelter,
Yeah,
preferably.
hopefully a little better than we did.
Indeed. Nice. So yes, we find a quite
Oh yeah.
solid place. What does this place look like? Um,
I think we find a cave, an unused cave,
Another
because
cave?
then it's fully well, because it makes sense, right? Because if you roll really well, it's going to be somewhere more insulated. And so it's more insulated than just having to put up a tent. If it's just a tent, then it's a decent spot. So if not a cave, some sort of natural indentation or barrier or something to allow for getting out of the weather, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's a full cave or just a indentation into the rock to be a semi cave, um,
All right.
it would be something that sheltered us from the weather above and beyond just a decent place to pitch tents.
Okay.
Really
So
necessarily like a deep cave time. We didn't roll as well, but a overhang that has windbreak for us. So we can build a fire, we can stay out of the wind easier. We don't have to worry about precipitation bothering us, stuff like that.
yeah. So in this particular cave, dear, there is a there is a definitive hole in the roof, which we are able to um, patch up and do something about. But there's something else and a reason that this matters. Because that hole in the roof, even with this being a rainy day, the little bit of light does manage to get down into the cave, and we find something in the cave that is in the direct beam of this light. It is a statue. It is a
Mm.
quite bulky, um, large statue. It is as large as Peter is, and it has long since weathered away. The features are very hard to pick out. But you can see that whatever creature this was, it was humanoid, and it had tusks, as far as you could tell. But someone has fashioned a statue out of whatever it was. Bulky, big muscles, tusks, and there's a statue of it here in the light of this rainy, snowy um, evening.
That is a strange thing to find. Marigold, you know what this is.
It's kind of hard to tell, dearie. Um, Seems like time has weathered it away, whatever it is. But let's see if I can tap my memory. Yeah, and she will attempt to see whether she knows what this is. Will you lecture? She circles it a few times. Dearie, I might be mistaken. Isn't that a troll?
I do not know what troll is. I have not seen troll.
It's like a big creature. Guess as big as you.
Do, do they live in cave?
Yes,
Mountain? Oh,
they do live in caves, not always in mountains. It says they don't usually go out into the sunlight. They can turn into stone.
oh, that is interesting. I did not know. Probably why I not encounter them is because we are deep in Earth. Do they like going deep in Earth or not? Do they cave dwellers?
I just know that they live in caves and they don't typically seek out the sun. I don't know much else about them, unfortunately. I think they might be somehow related to giants, but
Maybe,
not entirely sure.
hmm, maybe I check with Master when get home. He teach me good smith. Maybe he know about if where we get metal from has these beasts. That was not sounding like they would be very good to interrupt the metal coming in.
He says, "Sir, Troll's left fist seems to be clenched in a weird way. And
Do you think he have something in it?
it's possible, right? And he is now made of
You're just
stone."
gonna grab the wrist and just yank it, like not even thinking about the fact that he's made of stone or
Yeah,
anything like
right,
that.
right as Marigold's like, he is made of stone.
So you're just gonna grab the wrist basically and like pull it up and look at it, probably snapping it off. We'll see.
Whoa. Yeah. You you rip that hand right off.
So as Marigold says, and it just pops the wrist right off, and he's just looking at it, not even thinking about what he just did.
Can you roll me a d4, please? Hey,
Three.
have this a handheld eye. That would be.
Do it.
I'm just looking at
Cool's
what
always a
there
good option.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that that makes sense. Don't know why, but it's cool. All right, so you rip his hand off,
We can make it make sense.
and you see held in that hand a very intricate, surprisingly intricate horn.
Hmm. Here,
It
Marigold, you want to see this thing?
it's not even sure what material it's made of right now, but it's quite intricate and it has a number of different holes along the shaft of this horn so that if you cover the different
No.
holes, you can play different notes.
This is interesting. There's holes here for some reason.
So I'm gonna give this to Peter for the moment. Obviously, you can still hand it to.
Hey, he's gonna let her look at it. Just see if they know what it's made out of or what it is. Because
Okay.
why not?
So I'm gonna pull this over, And to edit the name on all. It is a maestro's instrument, lesser troll horn.
Marigold, you want to look at this? What is it? I do not know. I've not seen thing like this.
He turns it over a couple of times. He puts it to her mouth and blows in it. Let's see. Makes the tiniest little noise, just like a poop.
Oh, excuse you. Sorry. We need to make better food, maybe not have so much
I
gas in
think
it.
maybe, dearie, this might require a bigger mouth. And he holds it back to you and she
Oh,
says, just blow in it.
okay.
Hey, Grey
Sure, I
Ghost.
blow in it.
Good to see you, bud. I hope you're doing well.
Welcome
Thank
in,
you for
Gregor.
being here. Really appreciate you. We are playing some Pathfinder 2 Kingmaker in our own organics as well that we are building together.
World, you're part of it. I may have created the initial, but you're helping with it, making it awesome.
Doing some voice acting and all sorts of stuff. If you want to contribute in any way, feel free. I know you're probably going to lurk, but I really appreciate you being here.
Exactly. So, what would be a good option for just like lung capacity blowing it? Because he's not trying to perform, because he doesn't know that's what she's saying. He's just going to go,
Oh, just make an athletics check.
yeah, so he just inhales and blows on it.
It makes a noise, but it's not particularly melodic or anything. It's like,
Like that?
um, sort of. I'm not sure what sound it's supposed to make, dearie. Maybe
Oh,
try covering some of those holes and maybe. I know some instruments you have to purse your lips. Sometimes you have to make like a raspberry, like you like so it can be different. Maybe try different, like roll your lips together.
it is very strange sounding. I try to do strange things with lips for you then.
I mean, that was so close to being a natural 20. That is like fine. It's pretty good. He covers a couple of the holes and he purses his lips and he makes a strange raspberry sound. Oh, oh, very nice, Peter.
Thank you. I will practice in this. You want to try it, Skewer?
Hmm. Hewer takes it. He wipes the mouthpiece.
When he wipes the mouthpiece, he doesn't feel any wet. He just actually wipes off.
Okay. I have a pitch for you here, DM.
Okay.
No, this is not normally how it works. But could I use warfare to remember how the herald, which way the herald holds and blows his horn?
Sure. Why not?
I'm gonna try to remember and try and copy what he remembers. He does a pretty
Oh,
damn
wow.
good job. So he's like, And he's like, he instantly like puts it down and he like hands it back to Peter. He's like, oh, I, I don't think this is for me.
Good with it, Skewer. Why not?
You see a slight coloration to Skewer's skin. He looks embarrassed.
Skewer? Well, you seem to be changing color. Are you okay?
No, I'm not. And he sort of turns.
Skewer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He puts, he puts an arm on him and spins him back around. Skewer, what is going on, friend? Like almost spins him like he's a ballerina kind of thing. He's just like,
He says, I guess
what
it
is wrong,
takes me
friend?
back, I guess. I remember I remember the call that Talia, the lieutenant, made Briar Bridge when I first saw her command the army up there. I was not amongst her troops there, well, much more skilled than I am. I saw it from afar and had the pleasure of marching with them. I was just militia at the time. But, oh,
Mm.
she is, she is something else. Uh, and it doesn't sound like he's got a crush or anything. It's more like a military kind of respect.
Kind of almost like admiration.
Yeah, like the way that she commanded the troops, how she like encouraged them, the way that she was commanding and stuff like that. He seems to have fond memories, but they're also harsh because she's hard. Like she
Right.
military commander. She didn't cope with any nonsense, but it was also, just it wasn't about fear. It was glory. It was, inspiring, but also you can do better than this, right? So that sort of style of,
Sounds good.
yeah. And he seems to remember this, and it just takes him back. He says,
That is good memory. Gives him kind of like a warrior bop on his chest. It is good memory. Be proud. Don't be embarrassed. Good thing.
if Peter gives him the horn back again, he would take it. He would play with it for a while. He wouldn't play, but he would
Mhm.
put it, move it around in his hands as if
You
remembering.
could offer it to him. We are a group. We share it. Thurbold would be helping set up the fire and helping Marigold get dinner going. Marigold is best of cook of us, yes. She actually makes good food where I do not.
Ah. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the instrument into the party loot. Just we're going to probably share it.
Sure. That sounds good.
So that was a random, like you randomly rolled three. So I looked for level three items that could be held
Mhm.
in the hand. I had a look at the list and saw the maestro horn, and I'm like, that's a cool thing to have, like a troll's horn. Why not?
Yeah,
Cool. All right.
sounds good.
So yeah, she is going to see if she can get a meal.
Since tonight we can, since we have a proper place to do so.
Yeah,
Oh,
decent, just a normal
nice.
success there.
Mhm. Which meal party?
Yeah, we'll just keep doing hardier. Keeps us.
It's fine. I just want to check.
Funnily enough, I have very little time to look up fantasy meals in my week.
Dude, you're not busy. You don't do anything.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Just like me. I mean, I never get called away on stream or when I'm
Right.
trying to do something with someone. No,
So we
it's
wake
always
up
easy.
well rested. Let's actually get some healing. Not all of us are full health. So we've now
Yes.
had 2 nights of rest.
Which Peter doesn't have any healing options, but the others can do treatment. Oh, and the porter.
Water can just be a
Chat.
plus.
Since you guys are here, what's a good name for this porter? We need a name for this guy. You get to pick the name. All right. Everybody's healed. Go, go, go. Got the effect on everyone. Do we need to put the effect on Visa? I guess did Visa partake or not?
No.
All right.
All right. Well, I think had a good sleep. I think it's time that something happens on the. You reckon?
We'll roll. Just curiosity to see what the dice say. Wow. 3 in a row, the dice say that we're fine. But I think we can change it if you want. I'm going to quickly make sure that my kid got to bed because there was some interesting things just a little bit ago, just to make sure we're good. And then we can press on while you get that
I'm gonna have a quick look.
on so they can hear you talk. But I just want to verify kid stuff.
Yeah, like this. Okay, so we are gonna set up something. Something.
All right, we're good. I just want to make sure the boy had gotten in bed fine.
Yeah. All right. So we have a
We've had
situation that's developing.
sure.
Um. So we are moving about, doing things, and we hear first, before seeing anything, a a wailing off in the distance.
Uh oh, that doesn't sound good.
What does?
Is it a bestial wailing, or does it sound like what kind of wailing would you say it is?
It's a wailing moan, terrible sob.
Mm, that does not sound very good. Marigold, do you know what this thing is?
Is dearie sound very happy?
No,
He
do not.
tries to figure it out. She's like, what could it be? Sounds like a person.
Do,
He
yes.
doesn't really know what to roll. Roll society for now. Like, oh dearie, it could someone sounds strange.
They're both superstitious and just going to rack his brain of all the spooky things and stories.
Yeah. Um, I mean, it sounds like a voice to you. It's a weeping, moaning sound.
Ah, I bet this is maybe something like a frost hag, a witch of the frost, weeping to try and pray to feast upon them, yes?
In that case, I think we should maybe just keep moving.
What if it is someone in need? Do you want to ignore people who need help, Skewer?
I didn't say that.
Oh, why would it be someone in need? There's not people up here, out and wild, that are good. It obviously is trap, yes?
You don't know that. Skewer, Marigold, do you think it is trap?
um, well, could be, dearie. Um, not sure though.
Well, what do you think we should do then? Apparently, Skewer says run, and Thurbold thinks it's spooky.
I didn't say run. I was just, if it is whatever he thinks, pointing at Thurbold, we probably be careful. I don't know about hags and stuff, but they don't sound too good. I ain't heard good things about them.
Oh, they're fine. They just eat your babies.
I don't have any of those, so.
Well, they'll just eat your baby when you have one in the future, maybe.
Terry, you're not really helping the situation.
Oh, was I supposed to be helping? I'm sorry, I did not know. How would you like me to assist?
He says, well, if it is a hag, what type of hag would it be?
I mean, I would say a frost hag since we're in the frost, no?
What is the DC on it? 20.
You roll, yeah, it's a 20, so if you roll 10 or less, it's definitely a hag, and we're probably leaving.
He got a 16. And then just made something up that seemed similar in his mind.
Uh, if it's someone in trouble, we could call out to it, and then it could reply, right? It's able to moan, so it's able to reply, and he he would move sort of closer to it, and he'd be like, "Hey, are you in trouble?" Try to keep his distance, being quite suspicious, ready to bolt if it's a hag. He doesn't really know what to expect if it's a hag, but he's just calling out at this point. You stay back there too, just in case it's something bad.
Yes, Porter, you stay back. You have board on shoulder and just stay in safe distance, yes?
Marigold, could you maybe like see if Visa can see in there? Maybe Visa can. Ah, dearie. Yes, Visa can see something. Says it's. Looks at Visa. Visa looks back. Says it's see through.
How can some
How can something be see-through? It is like bit of water? That sounds strange.
A third ball. A hag see through.
I do not know. I cannot describe. Maybe it is a see-through frost hag. I do not know. I've not seen a frost hag to know if they are see-through like ice. Maybe it is a ice hag and therefore see-through like the ice.
You know what? Goes and takes a look.
Uh,
Oh, it's a ghost, guys.
what is ghost?
A disembodied spirit.
Why would spirit be out of body? I thought spirit stay in body till dead, and then when dead go to
Yeah,
another
yeah, it's
place.
dead, mate. It's dead.
I, but then why is here? It should be not here if it dead, because when you dead, spirit go to another place.
Well, sometimes spirit don't go to another.
How not go to other place? Always go to other place. That is why you have funeral, yes?
Maybe it didn't have a funeral.
Always have funeral.
Goes, hey, you need something? What can we do to help release you?
Yes, Skewer wants to be your boyfriend if you're a corporeal.
He he turns to Thurball. He goes,
Yes. Do you need a hug, friend? I can give you one.
I'll give you something. And before he can finish what he's saying, now, dearie, just settle down. It's okay. He's just trying to get on your nerves. It's working. Try
Thurbold
to
is such a rogue.
try to push your buttons, dearie. Yes, I noticed.
Thurbold, be nice or I spank you like naughty kitty. Ah!
Welcome in, Azrael. The spirit just continues to moan and wail.
Skewer, you say you know about spirit. You find out what need to do to fix it. I do not know spirit.
All right. Well, he's gonna see how much he remembers. Now, as a by the by, for people that might not know Skewer's history, he has traveled with armies and spent time in a location on the map which is a especially populated dark kind of wood. I can't remember what. Do you have next, like, dark wood? I don't know. Some sort of, consider it just bad. Lots of monsters.
Yeah,
So
it's a
he,
big, dark, deep, evil forest
yeah, he
thing.
knows about all manner of, like, monsters, like werewolves, vampires. He's had his fair descriptions of a lot of these things, and he's even seen some of them. Um, has he fought a lot of them? No. He's mostly fought people, some creatures, but the creatures that he's fought have been relatively low power and always in troops of people. So he's been involved in large forays. So let's see how much he remembers specifically about ghosts. Not very much. He goes, I don't remember much, but I think that it's probably something preventing it from moving on, and maybe I'm not sure whether we can fix it. It could be dangerous though. It might attack if it's, I don't know, enraged or been here a long time or doesn't like the cut of your jib, Thurbold. I mean, who but a mother would love a face like that?
Everybody loves kitties, you nasty little man.
Peter probably, like, come on! I just told him to shut up. Why don't you?
Yeah. Peter's just like, and just like stomps on the ground and like causes a localized earthquake, basically. Behave, you two, or I lock you in the earth.
Well, I think with the earthquake,
Yep.
the ghost will move out of the corner, and at this stage, I'm gonna make it neutral. And it's been neutral the whole time. I'm gonna say
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But it's on a fairly short tether, but we don't know that as far as it's. But the earthquake will sort of
Get its attention.
get its attention, and it'll sort of float out. And even though it can't normally do this, a ghostly hand will move away from it, just the hand, and will sort of reach toward Skewer because he's the closest. Start to like float towards Skewer. I'm not sure I like that.
What do you mean? She likes you. She wants to touch your beautiful face and eat it. See, she friendly.
The ghostly hand will move past Skewer and will put its middle finger up at Thurple. You gotta have some levity every now and then, right?
Mm-hmm. Peter, on the other hand, would be like, Spirit, be skewer say you stuck here and that you need help to go. What can be done for you to go free?
So, what do you think? I've obviously put this whaling spirit here. It's in a cave or something like a cave. It's has to be stuck to this general location within 120 feet. So anywhere within 120 feet of this cave. So anywhere, you know, kind of at this, can't go beyond that. What do you think? Why do you think it could be here? What happened?
Well, what is the actual lore of Whaling's ghosts in Pathfinder? Let's get some inspiration from what they are.
All right, let's have a look.
Uh, they tend to give us a bit of a description, so let's quickly look.
Yeah.
They have ghosts commoner. Dude, is Whaling Ghost not a type of ghost that can be found?
It
I see
is.
Hungry Ghost, Sushi Ghost, Shui Ghost,
It was
Evolve
in a
Ghost.
society special, so it may not be.
Oh, so it may not be on.
But it's a ghost, so like any ghost. This one just wails a whole lot. It says here, I've got some information. Um, it's actually got common and dwarven languages. That might say something about it. Um, it has ghostly hand, weeping moan that can frighten. Um,
Mortals die through tragic circumstances. Without
tragic, yeah,
closure, their soul can linger. So probably somehow they died here under some tragic
tragic.
circumstance. So they're trying to get to a loved one, or maybe the cultists killed them, or something like that. Who knows? Maybe the cultists sacrificed them, and so they're bound or something.
Yeah, we don't want to give too many hints as to what they're trying to do, though. Okay, so tragic circumstance. Um,
Chat, what's a fun tragic circumstance for this individual to have withstood that has made them become a ghost?
I have a good one actually,
Let's hear it.
because I just put my middle finger up, right? Or the ghost did. What about the ghost has been cheated? So the reason why it's put its middle finger up is because the way that Thurbol's speaking is someone of a swindler, or
Could be.
unless someone else in chat has an idea. Obviously, we welcome your ideas.
Mhm.
So things like denial, confusion, rage, dead family members.
So if they were cheated, how were they cheated and wound up dead?
What
What
about
do you
it
think?
was like a traveling potion salesman that promised that their snake oil would cure their malady, and they gambled away their family savings on it or something and doomed
That could
their
work.
family. They doomed their family by their bad decision making or something. Yeah, literally thinking about a snake oil salesman, says Ezreal.
Hmm.
Or investments. Yeah, so I think they doomed their family by spending all of the money on this cure and it didn't work. And maybe they were the primary breadwinner of the family. When they died, there was nothing left and no one to do anything.
Okay. So is their family dead as well, or is it unknown?
Well, it's got the dwarven language. Maybe I don't know. Do you want things like slavery in your world? I don't know what is okay.
I mean, in a lot of settings that exists, that doesn't mean it's okay, to be clear. Um, so I think it might
Maybe
be something
debt,
that
but doesn't
exists
have to be full
as
slavery. Yeah,
allowed.
I think that they're certainly indebted, and if it is a dwarven situation, like tradition and like all of that plays a huge role in their culture,
Yeah.
and I think that like that tradition of family debt and growing out of it is very important, but knowing that that's going to take time would probably bring shame upon this spirit. So I think that that speaks very
Okay.
strongly.
Where's he from?
Where are the dwarves?
I mean, there's some of them with Skewer, or not Skewer, with Peter, because that's the mountain craftsman area.
Not too far from here. Not really.
It's a ways, but maybe this is where he was told the traveling salesman went, and so that's why he came up here.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, he can have been from that area.
What's his name?
Good old dwarven name. Oh,
Thorjald Bitterfinger. Interesting choice for names here.
we've got some in chat, Hoey.
No, not yet.
I've got
I mean, Ezra was just saying Jack the Magic Beanstalk. I was just looking up some random names as well.
Haveth Goldthane.
Runeborn, Jadeback,
Ungrelin. Etax. Oh, cask grip. Oh,
Drakejaw,
Drake. Drag. Hill basher.
a cool granite back. Nargan Grumbledigger. You like any of those?
Yeah, there are. Let's do Ember Belt. Haveth Ember
Ember Belt?
Belt.
Sure. So I'm going to have Peter roll a society to see if he remembers the guy. Apparently he doesn't.
Which could
Eh,
be because their name dwindled if they weren't successful in paying off the.
Yeah, it could be that it's a minor family now or something. Friend, where are you from? You look like people from where I grew up, but you look unknown to me. Skewer, do you know this one?
Oh, very
I
simple.
see. They don't grow where I am.
Um, the
Marigold.
figure says, "Answer to your question from Andy."
It's interesting. What is your name?
From Clan Emberbelt, Haveth, son of Hador.
Marigold, do you know these names? Being
He
older, she may
will
be more
roll
familiar with.
society. Afraid not, dearie.
Peter re-roll now that he has a family name
Yep,
or not?
yep.
Because that was before he had a family name. Now he has something to actually consider instead of nothing.
17's not bad. He remembers something. He doesn't remember exactly what. And again, this could play into the fact that they've dwindled away and are very minor now,
It,
perhaps hardly
like
remembered.
you said, that passes. He at least is familiar with the name.
Yeah,
He
and
knows it exists.
he
He's
knows it
heard of it, right?
exists. Yeah,
But
he's
it's
heard
not
of
good
it.
enough that he's like, oh, I know one of them.
Right, exactly.
I've
He's heard
heard
of it.
of that name, but I do not know of one of them. What is it you need to rest, friend?
Tells his story.
That is very sad. Was it a feel like Thurbold who took advantage of you, or is it just someone who acts like him?
There's another dwarf. Forge damn
Hmm.
them.
You said what?
Betrayed by one of his own kind. Other dwarf.
Yeah, I thought you said a name.
No, I just said
No.
forge damn them. As
Oh,
in
got it. Yep. I didn't quite make it out the first time.
trying to make dwarven curses.
No. Oh yeah, no, it's great. I'm all for it. Indeed,
But
I am
yes,
sorry. What can we do to help you rest, friend?
well, he says that, you know, when he passed, all of his money went to this dupe, and he would have the money go to his family if they still exist. He has no money.
Right. What money should we give them? Because we do not know this
Do you have his name, or do you have knowledge of where money is that you want given to family, or is it just you want some money?
He does remember the guy's name. Give me a moment.
Mhm. Not a problem. It also gives a chance to come up with something too if they want.
Yeah. You want to come up with the name of a dwarven character who betrayed their own kind by selling snake oil that didn't really work, as snake oil salesmen do. I want it to be a dwarf from a very substantial family.
Okay.
I want it to have a very strong, like, very strong dwarven name. Old Heart or
I'm from Dragon Grip.
Dragon Grip.
That's just one.
Deep Shaper.
Well, braids, deep shaver, that could be. Black chin, steel
Ooh.
rogue.
Flint Guard. I like that.
Flint guard's good, yeah.
Alright. So I'm gonna put it in the chat. I call him. I will never forget that name. That Guard. House Flint Guard. And you definitely know that name. You definitely know
Yeah.
that name. That name
Wait.
holds honor and truth.
Grid or just Flint guard? Flint guard, probably
Flintguard
not.
does, not Thadrid, but Flintguard. The main house is solid and has been
Big
for a
house.
long
Yeah.
time. The fact that someone of that house did
Probably one
this,
of like 9 houses or something, yeah,
yeah,
that are primary.
yeah. So someone of this house doing this is an absolute abomination to the
Why would a
dwarves.
flint guard be abominable like that? That would be disgusting and completely unokay with this.
Well, it tells a story, doesn't it? We
You
don't
know the
know,
ritual removal.
but
Yeah, well,
we can generate
this is
that
Peter's
story.
outburst about it. Like
Yeah.
Peter's like, how? So he's just an outburst of how could that be?
And you can see that the same words are echoed in the way that Havathemba Belt is emoting too. Like he exactly the same. Like how would someone like this? But he was betrayed by him, so it's like it is bow to him too.
Friend Havarth, do you have anything we can use as proof of these deeds, so that we might bring the evil deeds before the council and fix this wrong?
He uh he points a finger. You see an old ceramic vial or container, ceramic container with a cork. It's half rotted. Says points to it, saying that that is what he was sold. That is all the proof that he has. There might be a trace of whatever liquid was in there, or there might be a sigil or something on it somewhere. But he's long departed, and he can't even touch it because it's a ghost. So he's unable to like
Mhm.
figure that out for himself. But um,
Push you into storm. I'm not that mean like some around here.
so he says he's not looking for the type of vengeance which means death. Looking for the type of vengeance that means that this man is ousted for his crime against us, our family, and against all dwarven kind. And his
Hmm.
family name. So, so against this family who might have died out, against the Flintguard family name, and against all dwarven kind who hold the traditions as sacred.
Yeah. Yeah.
We shall endeavor to make sure that is resolved. I, for one, do not abide evil deeds being taking place in my home.
Peter, one of the furthest things from a dwarf.
Yeah. So I think that that's enough. Haveth will resign himself to the fact that that may or may not happen. He doesn't know us, but he can't do anything about it. He can't leave with us. So he just says, please do that, and then we'll retreat back to where he came from and not attack us, hoping that that's what happens eventually.
Friend, I have idea. Might help you.
Okay.
Peter summons up a chunk of stone, inscribes on it a vow of rectification, basically seeking to resolve this when he gets back.
Hmm?
And anything written in stone obviously can't disappear quickly.
The spirit appreciates that, but he can't. He can't be free until it happens. But I think this would improve his attitude to Peter, and maybe it'll afford Peter some sort of boon at the end of it all if he follows through. But now, Ghost can
Yeah.
do nothing.
No, yeah, no, and I get that. It was more, I see that's something Peter would do because he sees it as an affront, an abomination, right? Like, this is completely unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, we just generated an interesting story.
Hmm.
Someone of a very solid dwarven line has filed the house name and the name of all dwarves by becoming a snake oil salesman and betraying their own kind.
I cannot believe the evil deeds that you have in your homes. Not such nastiness can be found. It is despicable.
Skewer knowing that Thurbold's area is known for cheating and charlatans all the time.
Skewer mumbles something under his breath. Can Thurbo roll me perception, just out of interest?
Sure.
Okay. He doesn't hear what Skewer says, but it probably was an insult. Some,
He obviously cares.
obviously. All right. Well, that was cool.
It was cool.
And we have another section to the story.
Yeah.
Rowing. Something that can be
Proceed.
done when Peter gets back.
Hmm.
Sweet. So with that, we continue on. There's no more wailing. It's at least stopped wailing. And find a place to rest. And we know that probably by midday to early afternoon, somewhere in that distance tomorrow, we will get to our location where we're meant to go.
Yeah, so we meet up with someone, probably either end of today, beginning of tomorrow kind of time frame. And then they would lead us to the actual location because it's a secret location. We're told where to meet them, if you recall, not where the actual hidden
Well, let's
base
say
was.
this: we get like halfway through setting up our camp for tonight, and then someone like finds the half
Yeah.
set up camp and goes, "Well, why didn't you wait for me? Well, like I was gonna take you the rest of the way," sort of thing, and then we pack up
Yeah.
again and then go. Yeah, that's cool.
Uh, yeah. I think he's like, well, you better camp here tonight because it's going to get cold. But, if you had just waited for me, we could have made it there in time. Now we got one more day to travel. Bad choice. Yeah, I like that idea.
Do you have a map for the caverns, or
No.
that's fine.
It's not so much it's not an encounter area.
That's fine.
There's an encounter there, there's a
Would you want
problem.
to paint a picture
Um,
for our fine folks?
that I will do. Um, so as we get to the location, I'll do that. Do you want me to do it now or do you want to wait till we actually get there?
Yeah, that's good.
Hmm?
No, it's good. We can get there.
Okay.
We'll just zip there. There's no
So
reason to.
we get to this location with this large mountain, and there's this icy entrance to the cave, kind of like this. We'll pull it up so you guys can see, except it decides not to work. So, big opening, there's water, there's a path along the side, so there's ice in the middle, and it leads into a large underground cave where there's numerous of the tents we saw before set up along different levels. So it's a massive interior cavern. They've set up rope bridges going across the immense cavern. They have set up homes all over. Um, they've basically made their home now inside the cave to completely get away from the weather and have only one point of entrance and exit.
Oh,
So it's a defensive location and it's a fairly substantial cavern.
great. Q is like,
Probably the largest cave any of them but Peter have ever seen.
oh, this is quite a place.
Now it's still cold in there, and there's actually like ice crystals growing in some areas, but it's not as cold as outside, and it doesn't get any cooler during the winter.
Oh, this is amazing.
It is very immense. Reminds me of some caverns at home. Hmm. Except seems more natural, almost like something took the rock out instead of people mining it. Have you seen like this before, Marigold?
Um, he goes, Caves theory, but this.
How would Skewer be feeling in this place?
Man, it's pretty bloody impressive. He's, yeah, just taking it in. She's like, certainly doesn't want to make a summer home here, but it's
Mhm.
impressed.
Yeah, looking up where the tents are, which they're not on the base floor, they're up a level. On the bottom is probably some aquatic life that have kind of broken through the ice and are kind of making home there, right? So seals, walruses, stuff like that, who've kind of also take shelter here. Um, but above that, you'll see all the tents, and there's elk, caribou, seals, walruses, all sorts of different creatures, kind of like this is where a lot of that meat supply we talked about that they have comes from.
Right.
We can see why we were sent. We can actually see that food supply here and why they're able to trade and provide that and why our homes will need this.
So, are we
Helps lend
meeting
to the importance.
Running Bear again, or are we meeting a different leader?
Yes, both. Running Bear is the main chief, I think, of most of the clans. And I think he has a certain individual with him who is recovered.
Ha! He definitely has a certain individual with him.
Because there's a reason for it. I have an idea that I've been plotting. So they greet us and we welcome into their main tent where they're sitting drinking some hot liquid to stave off the cold. Come, friends, have a nice drink with us. I wish to hear what you have learned.
All of, yeah, Marigold and Skewer will take a seat.
The other two will as well. Now, I would hear your chieftain's words, looking at Peter, but I've learned in my years that the saged wisdom is also good to hear, and nods at Marigold. Would you tell me what you all have learned?
Peter, want to start then? First
He
one
was
was
looking at
nodded to.
Marigold
Oh, okay.
because he's like, let's hear what wisdom says, and then I'll talk chief to chief.
Well, dearie,
Acknowledging that she has the age and wisdom that he knows is important.
he came upon various things that we weren't expecting on our trip to the south and the east. We trekked quite high up the mountain, got stuck in some storms, but that is just a trifling. We fell into a cave network that we weren't not experiencing and came upon a strange race of people. They were pale of skin. They were tinkering with technology, uh,
Hmm. Strange creatures.
innovation, these sorts of things. She would explain
Yeah.
them. Um, she would say, and then we made friends there and moved on and continued to find the camp that had, well, largely been abandoned by attackers. There was only a few of them left. Was uh, being run by a certain female. He would talk about this mage slash whatever, try to define the type of magic that she had. explain that she was doing ice things, but she had fireball scroll. Whereas, we'd talk about everything that was strange. We'd talk about that her followers basically ran at the first sign of danger, um, except for this one. Point at our new friend, person, and would say that they've moved on. Apparently, might have gotten what they came out here for. Seem to have some sort of ritual in mind. Doesn't seem good. Seems like ancient and like probably extraordinarily dangerous, but we don't know what it is or what it involves, but it doesn't sound good. Something about sacred to them that they're honoring or calling up, or
What was the shaman's name?
the woman.
No, no, no. The shaman that is here.
Fib, Fit. Because Ardissa is the woman.
Right. This is her. I was talking about. I'm trying to get it to load.
Fib, no. Let's go.
Um,
Fip. Fip the prophet.
Fip. Yeah, he'd be like, Fip, you need to check your documents and see if we can find anything about this. Will I let my friends continue telling us what's going on? And so Fip will be over there.
Yes, yes, yes. I look.
And he starts looking.
She would look to she would look to Peter. I missed anything out that he said?
That covers most of it. I think you did wonderful, Marigold. You're such a good, wise individual. I'm glad you came. Knowing it's hard, I'm still glad to have you with us. I did deal with, what was it, beasts that were sick too. So not to worry about sick beasts in the area. But
The running bear will ask, "Sick how?"
and he'll describe the lovely warty nastiness that we faced.
Pus and goo and acid.
Yeah.
Running bear shakes his head like,
I do not know this. This is terrible. If you know about disease like this.
I have not heard yet. I'm checking.
He's over there with a bunch of animal skins that have writings on them. Runic writing.
Um, there's an old writing about some lady with a crow coming to visit at some point. Wait, interesting. Uh, lady, what is your name?
her eyes narrow. It's like, I am Marigold, dearie. I have been clan midwife for 61 years. I am 77, dear.
Oh, that makes you more wizened than I am. That is very excellent. Um, This script says that you should go look for answers you seek in the cave of ancestor. I would blank.
The answers that I seek, dearie?
I don't know. Is what it is.
He looks over at certain Raven. Raven just looks back at her and goes, ah! Oh, all right, dearie. I'll go to your place. Seems like this journey's not ending yet.
It says that you may find information that will help us too. So it maybe good for everyone. Let me see what else I can find where you continue enjoying your lovely drink.
And keeps going through some more pages.
I have information on devious cult that used to be an area that went quiet or disappeared. Says they probably will come back someday from Elder Doshin from 200 years ago. Yes, sounds like we need to check cave. Uh, if you need to go cave already, you mind looking at cave for us as well?
He was like, when you say cave, how close is it?
Oh, let's see. I need to check map. Yes, give a moment.
Flips through, finds.
Looks like it be about from here. Uh, if no bad weather, if bad weather, could make longer because bad weather make everything take longer. And I work on getting supply for good deeds, yes?
Hua looks at Marigold and at Peter. He goes, well, look, we've been gone from the moot now. What is it? And he starts to like try and count on his fingers. Quite a while. And we were sent to find you and try and get you back to the moot so that we could do our normal trades before winter comes. Do you have any sort of messenger birds that you can send to them so that they know what's going on and how long you might be?
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I already sent a runner to go tell them. Yes, it should arrive tomorrow.
Right. Good. In that case, maybe we do things nearby till we hear back what they want us to do, till we go on a longer trek.
Okay, that'd be very nice if you help. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it.
And
Let me cast
Marigold
bombs
looks
and
at
see if we
Skewer and
know anything
goes,
else.
that, that's actually very wise, Skewer.
You skewer get more wise being with Marigold. Very good. All get wise.
Skewer's like, but we came for purpose. I'm just making sure that purpose that we came here for happens.
I do not want to go to more frost. And you don't even look at me, Stewart. You look at others. You ignore me now.
He looks at
Do I need to
Thurball and he
emphasize you
goes,
more?
oh, I'm looking at you now. What have you got to say?
I do not like the frost. I think we need to go to warm times. But I do not wish to travel alone as it is not safe.
Well, I think out here, not a lot of choice. And unless you want to not have clothing fit for the weather that's coming and not have enough food for the time that's coming and with the winter that's coming, we got to do this or be without.
Ah, fine, we'll do it your way then.
I
We'll do
it's
your
not. I
cave.
don't. I don't. It's not my way.
Uh, Skewer and Thurbold are going to be best friends forever. Oh,
um. Yeah, so we get this information about this other cave as well. So we got a few places to go. Given that the messenger is due to get to the moot tomorrow, we probably have what, 3 days, 4 days to rest.
let's see. It took us how many days to get up here?
It was nearly a week, but that's walking.
Yeah, it was like 5.
So it'd be 2 or 3 days via air.
Yeah.
So I reckon 4 days to be safe.
Yeah. So do we want to wait for the messenger to come back, or do we want
Well,
to
if
go
there's
check the
anything
cave out?
close by, I think we should do it. Otherwise, downtime, getting to know
Yeah.
them.
They said it's about 2-day travel away, so we could travel there, check it out, and travel back
Yeah, if we got
if
stuck
there's
though.
no delays. Or right.
And what's that? So the 2 days is to do what? Which one?
2 days travel to the Cave of Elders that they or ancestors that they mentioned had writings about the later Crow needs to go to,
So
and they
Marigold's the
mentioned
one
my
that this
about
interests, and she
this.
says if there's writings, it might take time to decipher them, especially if they're in the old tongue. So she's more inclined to stick around and just help out around here, get some downtime, be helpful in whatever ways that we can locally before we go, just in case, you know.
Oh yeah,
So if you're good, if your characters would be down with that, we'll quickly say then in a couple of words and a couple of sentences here what our characters are going to be doing. We're going to be then taking a short break after that for our streams, and then coming back with the return of that messenger. We'll
sounds good.
just cut time. So, what does
Yeah,
Thurbold do in these few days then with his time?
gamble.
Just gambling. All right. So
Yep.
that'll be gambling law each of those days to see if he makes any money. So we'll make these checks during our break and stuff. Because
Okay.
I'll need to pull up the table for it as well. Okay, so
Yep.
um, and
It's all good.
like so I need to go through because we haven't really done official downtime in Kingmaker, so I need to go through
Oh yeah.
with you what that's involving and whether you want to do that on stream. So we might do a short bit on that when we come back. But I
Yeah,
need to
we should
make.
at least do a little bit when we come back, just so that we have a reference point, so everyone knows how
So
it
he's
is. Because I'm sure some
gambling for his time.
nurse
Peter, what's Peter doing? Just helping around or
Peter's doing community service because that's
service?
what Peter does. So he's doing labor, he's doing community service, he's doing helping with repairs. He crafts stone and metal. That is what he does. And so he's big, and so he's just using that to help out, like Peter always does. Peter's the goody two shoes. Thurbold is sick of him.
Yeah. Um, Skewer will. help maintain people's weapons. He will go out hunting, assist in that way. Marigold will do medicine on anyone that needs it. Um, she will spend time with Fip to go through any scrolls that Fip would be willing to go through with her to learn anything that she should in preparation for going to that cave of El.
Sure. Sounds good.
So we will have a chat in briefly um, now off screen, and then when we come back, we'll go very briefly through earning an income and generate those results, and then we'll get to the messenger coming. So we'll be back soon, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Hope you're having fun. And yeah, we won't be long. We'll catch you soon. Alright, welcome back, everyone. Good to see you all. As always, we are just going through the process of just quickly leveling our characters to level 3 with all of the experiences that we had with our characters recently. So do you want to tell
So
us
for
about your choices
Yep,
for your characters while
just
I'm just...
do that. Finishing up Marigold, yeah. So for Peter, it was really hard. I gave him some more crafting because that's what he does, and I gave him fleet so he can move a little bit faster because he needs to.
Sure.
Pretty simple. And then on Thurbold, I gave him upgrade on his skill like you do, and then I gave him pickpocket and thorough search. So once we get to be a master in thievery, we can attempt to steal from creatures in combat or otherwise on guard. So, snatch someone's sword out of their hand.
I think we're going to take
Great fun.
continual recovery. I think that's probably the best. So, continual recovery allows when we treat wounds, our patient becoming immune for only 10 minutes. The other option would be ward medic. I can get that. Oh, yeah. So, ward medic gives treat wounds to 2 targets at a time. So, either we can do 2 targets at a time, or we can make people immune for less long.
Can we do both?
Not right now.
No, I know. That would just be beautiful, is what I was basically saying. But yeah, no, you're good. Continual recovery is a good one because sometimes Skewer needs her to focus on him for a while, right?
So I think we'll go with that, and we'll keep ward medic up our sleeve for later. So that's Marigold, and then with Skewer, I did a similar thing. Um, he needs to get up close and personal, and while his movement's pretty good, or was pretty good, we've just made it better. um, so that way he can be sure that he's getting up close and personal. Um, Agile, quick mover. That's what I've taken. I also need to check about their skill ups and what's not, so I will check on
You
that.
should be able, I believe you do at third level for most. Second level for rogues, of course. Third level for most everyone else. Yeah, third level skill increase.
Third level skill
Second
increase.
rank spell and skill increase for Marigold. So second rank spell is the other thing for her.
Yeah, I need to do that. So for Skewer, he's already an expert in athletics. Thinking, thinking it might be good to go up into survival or intimidation.
Yeah.
Survival, I think, is more kind of like just what's going on in this area and how much. So I think this is better story wise. He's like we've been through some pretty horrible
Yeah, it is
nights.
third bolt.
Yeah, I've been through some pretty horrible nights, and he's just sitting down and he's getting all the survival experts of Sylvester, and he's like, "Please teach me how to set up a camp, teach me how to hunt, teach me." So I think that's good for him. For
Hmm.
Marigold, uh, proficiencies.
Medicine,
Yeah,
nature,
medicine would make sense. Yeah, let's go.
medicine.
Medicine.
With how much she's been using it. Uh,
So that's good. So we have their skill ups now. That's all achieved. And excellent. And she needs to pick some spells. So while I pick some spells, tell the fine people what we did for our downtime.
So for our downtime, we all did some fun activities here in the secret underground location we're in for Soveza. Peter worked on crafting and labor, just helping out the area, maintaining all the goods and everything. Marigold helped people too, but with healing and medicine and getting the health of the area. Skewer tried to use athletics to try and do some hunting and help out with maintenance and things, and didn't do quite as well. So all three of them tried to help people. It was really good.
Meantime,
In the meantime,
uh,
we had our friend Thurbald who decided to gamble and
always one.
acquired money off the people of Soveza.
Always one.
It's always about me. I do not understand what it is hard for you to understand. It is not that difficult. Why are you so cranky about it?
Oh, Thurbald. We love him and we hate him. No, but I think he's been definitely pulling off being the scoundrel rogue pretty well. What do you think?
Yeah.
So, what are we thinking?
What are we thinking?
Yeah. Protector tree.
Yeah.
That was
Cast
actually
protector.
part that 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 right there is part of why I considered going wood kinestheticist for the Kingmaker campaign. Because the wood kinestheticist can do the healing, like I'd mentioned to you, but he also can do protector tree at will.
Yeah. The kineticist protector tree feature is it's totally ludicrous. They should not have done that, but they did. So
Yeah.
I
Well, that's why I was considering because that would be a very big
a lot of
help and
GMs
curb
I
both of the
know
parts.
have said that's not how I'm accepting it. It's totally ludicrous.
Yeah, I can get that.
She will upcast it, and I'm also looking. So she did get an item here for
Mhm.
dazzling colors. Let's see if we can get. This set arcane and
So it's
occult
called dazzling colors.
dizzying.
Oh, dizzying.
So she cannot get it. So that item she's just going to be selling.
Okay,
Fine.
dizzying is arcane and occult only.
She's a primal caster. So we'll keep Mystic
What
Armor.
does that item do? Let me
We're
see here.
going to get rid of Protector Tree. It just
Where
improves
is?
dizzying colors.
Yeah, I'm trying to see that item. I wanted to see it. Seventh prism.
improves. It's fine. It's an expendable item. Like, gonna sell.
Okay. I was
You're
just gonna
not
see if
ever gonna be in a situation where every single item is gonna be.
no, but I was just considering if there's a primal variant that made sense to loop it into. That's all. But if you just want to leave it, that's fine too.
Yeah. Okay. Seeing what we can do. Puzzle.
You know what I bet she had just not long ago? A whole food. You create an object and turn it into sustenance.
Yeah.
Just with the survival aspect, that one's funny. Animal form, animal messenger sound interesting. E-man summons. That sounds funny. Bunch of insect.
I might just get heal.
Healing is never a bad option.
Yeah, I think getting heal is probably the play. So we are going to populate that. So I can populate it to the second rank. We'll get a second rank heal.
Don't think we've ever been disappointed in healing or anything else like that.
Still gonna have shielded arm and mystic armor. Neither of those are good upcast yet, but they will be later. So we haven't learnt anything new yet. Do need to. Part of things. Have a look.
Mhm.
You can change. Cauterize wounds is probably pretty good.
Yeah, that could have come in handy for a certain encounter a few days ago.
Cure disease, curse. The cleanse affliction, pretty good.
Yeah.
So she's gonna learn that. She's not gonna be able to cast it yet, but something that she can have
Oh yeah.
in preparation.
Right.
Um, we haven't come up to a situation where it makes sense for her to have dispel magic yet. I don't think, but probably that's something that she would be
I could
interested in
see
doing.
Mab being like, "Hey, you're going to take this one too."
We have
Because Mab is all
can also potentially
going to take
target
dispel magic. I mean,
someone
you
with
need it.
enlarge. Not gonna have an effect on
Cruel thing. Don't axe people. That can hurt.
freeze.
There's a lot of good options.
Yeah, but like we're building her a certain way.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. What's up?
Just ooh, got sound body. Attempt to counteract. Blinded, dazzled, deafened, enfeebled, or sickened.
Wow.
Can heighten it to add drained and slowed.
Wow.
And that sounds like
That's a good
something good to
option.
learn.
Yeah.
Let's learn that as well. It's playing right into what she's already done in her life, right into what Mab does on a daily basis. So let's
Yep.
that.
Yep. Sounds good, man.
Uh,
Sound body. Do you want me to put it in? I have it right here if you want me to.
All right, so that's all well and good. We now need. We're gonna make a flourishing flora. That's pretty good. Or we can summon an
Mm-hmm.
animal. But we can just do that at any time anyway if we want. Yeah, I
Cool,
think that
cool.
this is pretty good. Let's go with that. Let's keep it simple. All right. So, all
All right.
being said and done, we now have our characters at level
Yeah.
3. They're a bit more resilient, they're a bit more experienced.
So you wanted FIP to look at some documents for Marigold. I think that would involve a knowledge check.
Too. For
If it
FIP or
makes
for
sense to do
Marigold.
understanding anything FIP finds.
Right, knowledge.
Kind of like
Um,
a decipher writing kind of check is what I'm thinking.
yep. What are we going to use? Religion, society, Arcana, crafting.
Arcana, religion, kind of the two I'd be leaning towards because it's more
Do I want
we're
to
heading towards, right? It's not there yet, but that's
mine?
referenced.
We got a 5. I'm actually gonna spend it.
Okay.
I think she wants
Give
to
me a second. My
understand it.
headset's messing up.
Reroll. There we go. 25. He wants to understand.
All right. So 25. Good. So the writings are a bit vague because they're old prophecies and they're written in kind of like oracle hand kind of aspect, right? But what she's able to glean with that check is that Mab and others of her type We're in the area, and part of why it's covered in frost is because they trapped their foe here somewhere. Who this foe is doesn't mention, it just says they defeated the foe and trapped him herein, and frost came, followed. So it's very vague, but it mentions this was taken from the wall of the cave of the ancestors, which means there probably is more there than in this document, but from those walls as a transcript that can move around. And the reason she knows it's Mab is because it lists some names that are very unknown. And the only one she can recognize is Mab. Because, I mean, yeah, there are other names, but they mean nothing. And it's a strange language. But she's seen Mab's signature in Mab's language, the old language. So she's able to pick that one out because she knows it.
Nice. As Faye here.
Hmm.
And if necessary, I am willing at some point to take a skill feat to get ancient Fae if it comes down to like things that she can't decipher. She will absolutely study it and learn it.
Hmm.
But for now, stands it enough to know this. So she will speak some of this out to Fip, and she will also ask Fip whether Fip thinks that it's worthwhile to pass this on to Running Bear or
I mean, I have recited these things before in our annual speaking, so he's aware of them. But I do not know who this Mab person you speak of is.
she holds out both of her hands and she says, "Do you wish to know?"
That sounds very strange. I don't know.
Says, "Will not hurt." She says, "Do you practice the rite of spirit seeing?"
Yes?
Know that it does not hurt. Know that transcend your own body for a short time is
Yes?
slightly euphoric sometimes. With certain substances, not always.
Sometimes
But you would know this.
have interesting effects.
Says it'll be much like that. It'll just be a short vision and let go anytime.
We should do it in private area. As he kind of like dodgily looks at her companions.
Says why?
We should go to private tent to do something like that then.
Hey.
Because this is sometimes that is done.
Oh, it's nothing like that.
Oh, it is. You can come and we can try if you wish.
And he like gestures to his room off the side.
She crosses her hands, says, "Dearie, you know I'm 77."
Yes, I do. You mentioned that. I remember.
Okay then. And she will go with him for now.
All right. So in there,
You're breaking up, DM. Sorry.
my video just paused. Are
Yeah,
you
you're
there?
you're breaking up. That's all. Had a bit of a moment.
Ugh, why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing that.
It's okay. Try again.
All right, so when they get in there, he's willing to do it. What she doesn't know, and what she was aware of, is that sometimes doing this will reveal their true nature,
Okay.
which you know what that means.
I mean, Mab probably knows their true nature anyway, but yeah.
She does, but Marigold doesn't, and doesn't really want to reveal it,
Okay.
and he doesn't want anyone else to know.
Well, Marigold knows nothing of it, and certainly not her intention, so.
Right. So,
Fair enough, though. So she will
um,
hold out her hands.
and he will do what needs to be done.
Yeah, just
He'll take
hold
them.
her hands and close your eyes, basically. And he will see a short vision. It is probably of Mab quite some time ago, probably in her glory days, or maybe shortly after, as things were starting to dwindle. Probably not like the full picture, maybe just like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like if you look full on God, you're gonna get blinded. It's
Like
nothing like that. It's just
inside.
like
Yeah.
just a little hint um into who Mab is, Queen of the Fairies, um Queen of the Midwives, Fae of the Old Ways, so on and so forth.
So, off great. When it's over, she's looking in the face of a rat.
Okay.
Oh, that is very interesting. She's a very strange creature. Are you okay?
Yes, dearie.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
She's looking at a rat, a hybrid rat,
Oh, I
right
know.
now. Yeah. This is not supposed to be seen or known.
Yes, okay.
Um, would you not tell people?
Tell people what?
He cracks his neck and he returns to his human form. Nothing. Just yes. That is why I thought better to not do with people. Shall we go regain your friends?
Sure. She seems totally unfazed.
Which he's not sure what's going on because most people would be like, ah, looking in, a rat in the face, a hybrid rat, right?
Um, the what Fip doesn't know as well. So we had something that Marigold didn't know. What Fip doesn't know is that Mab spoke maybe 3 or 4 words to Marigold just before the transformation happened, and said they know our ways. So 4 words,
hmm
and then was revealed.
Okay, so that's why she didn't scream.
Well, she wouldn't have screamed anyway. Like she's
Oh
seen a
yeah,
lot in her time,
oh yeah.
but it also means that Mab knows already, and that like this is it. Kind of just tells
Mm,
her, right, like you need to keep status quo, right, more than anything. Even though that's not what Mab said,
question.
that's what Mab meant.
Right, right. I have a question.
Yeah.
Where does this lycanthropy come from? Because it's not a blood curse the same way.
Yeah.
It's more natural. It's passed on. They all have it, right? So is it a gift of the old ways? What do you think?
Hmm. Um,
A blessing from the old ways to help those who reside in the north, to help keep the enemy imprisoned.
I feel like maybe that was the natural state of people at one time.
And the other
And
people
what
left that,
happened
you
over
say?
time
Yeah.
was that second natures got boiled inside rather than outside and festered, become multiple and whatever. But while we had a dual nature, the the human weakness of falling into like massive rage, massive despair, massive emotions was less because we had a dualistic nature in our bodies. So it kind of assisted with concentration, assisted with dealing with things.
Mhm.
Um, and over time, as people forgot who they were, as people forgot who their gods were, as people forgot the nature of the world, it got less and less, and then we started to fester
Ooh.
and exhibit
You know
these
what's beautiful
emotions.
with that?
Yeah.
If the original people are like this, that means technically it's reasonable that all the sentient races could intermingle and have kids
Mm.
because they're all of the same. The separation is basically Thurbold is a were cat who went cat permanently, where Marigold is one that went human completely, like her ancestors, not her. That's actually a pretty cool concept. I like that
It's up to you, but that's what I
because,
would be.
well, i- no, I love it because, like I said, like it makes it like a lot. One of the things that aggravates me in a lot of settings, we're going to pause for a minute, chat, and go to some, settings talk because it's important at this juncture for it. Is that they talk about how the races are completely different or the ancestries, right?
Hmm.
But then somehow they spontaneously can have kids together. If you look at creatures, that can't be done. The closest creatures, horse, donkey, can have offspring, but it's not good. It can't then have offspring. But they don't do that with like elf and human. They don't do that with, you know, cat folk and human or, the stuff.
A
They make it
lot of
where
the
they mix.
time, what fantasy settings say is anything plus human is okay. Kind of like the human
Mhm.
is your card, your get out of jail free card, and
Everything
propagation
can mix with
happens,
human.
right? Um, so yeah, you get away with it. I I see it a lot of different ways, but yeah, I see where you're coming from. That you
But if
like
we
the
go with
idea that
this,
they're all one, and then over time they've settled into one aspect, and then that's been bred
hey,
into the different lines.
and that is more common to what you'd see in our world where you have different nationalities, right? Like you have African, Asian, Indian. They're different, but they can all still have kids that can have kids. They're still the same species
What's also beautiful
and
about that
same
is if you
race.
take the idea of D&D is more, or at least
Mhm.
some of them in certain worlds, which is aberrations of.
Yeah.
So when tieflings in this world could be a line that became human in their aspect and forgot the other aspect, and then someone is born with the ancient aspect. People don't
Hmm.
realize that it's just a manifestation of who we originally were. They're called something different, which is tiefling. That would be cool. Or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah.
You're born into a fey line, or into a beast line, and then some one of your child is basically human. You go, what the hell is that? And it's just a manifestation of who we once were. It only happens like once every 10
Blue
generations
moon.
or something, you know?
Yeah. But see, if we have that kind of like origin race where they all had dual nature minimally, right?
Yeah.
Then they have to.
I like it. I think it's
'Cause
cool.
It's a lot. It's a lot more closer and akin to everyone being something kind of like kitsune, right? Where they have that kind of natural shape changing dual nature kind of aspect until they forgot and ignored one and it faded away. That's really a cool concept. I agree. So yeah, let's do that. So they
Right.
are more the original. They haven't lost touch with that because they've stayed more true to the old ways.
Yeah, and we said weeks ago that the rats. We asked the question why would she
Particularly,
be interested in FIP, and we came up with the answer. Well, because they might still follow the old ways. There's something in their culture that still follows the old ways, and now we're determining. Well, there's a little bit more than that. Not only have they kept the old ways, but they're widely still of nature.
yeah.
And it makes
Which is
sense
why they
then
are
when
the
the other guys are
lycanthropes, but they're not
defiling it.
lycanthropes.
Yeah, when they're
Right.
defiling it, it's creating more
That's why they
issues.
hate it so much. That's why
Right.
they hate it so much. It is against everything they stand for, everything they are. And so yeah, that's so much more why they hate the cult so much. Because the cult is the enemy of the way. They imprison the master here, who is the master of the cult. So there is this big clash. It explains why there's such strife between them. It's great. That's great. Love it. See,
Oh,
this is why I like doing it with you because we can talk like this, we can work on stuff like this, and we come up with amazing ideas that build up each other's ideas more and become something awesome.
yeah, and that theme can now be used by players,
Yep.
have a rare background which is, born of, you know, original nature. That's cool as hell.
Yep. Like Peter might actually be more that. And it just doesn't know why he's big. Well, it's because you're touched back in with the other side. It's cool. I love it. Thank you. This is exactly what I was hoping for when I was like, let's do it together because that collab stuff. Because collab, you always get better than doing it yourself.
Always is a stretch, but yeah.
Always when you have a good person you're collabing with.
But there's always going to be dichotomy between your thoughts and
Oh,
someone
yeah.
else's too. Like it's not always going to be that we agree. It's like, well, let's just
No,
put ideas on the table and see what sits
that's
right.
that's my point. We both put ideas on the table. We see what sits right, and out of that something better is grown than just going with one of our thoughts.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, we've learnt some stuff, and with her
We
25,
do.
knowing, getting to know whatever it is about this stuff, and then, yeah, Fip learnt a little bit
Yep.
about Fip. She absolutely will tell no one about it because to her, it don't matter. You don't care.
Hmm. And that's the thing. Like those who have lost the way and don't realize it would kind of see the hybrid aspect and everything as kind of an abomination, right? It's like that's not natural, but it is.
When
The
uh,
cursed version is not natural.
when Marigold goes to bed tonight, You will be asking this question.
Okay, hold. Let's go to bed. Let's have her ask the question. Let's do it.
Really?
Yeah. So we bunk down for the night
Okay.
right after the messenger gets back. The messenger gets back, tells us that the elders are glad things are resolved. They're awaiting the supplies and they're getting caravans ready to disseminate the goods that are being brought from Soveza. And they have the goods that Soveza will need at the location, and they're moving them north to the mushroom village.
Yeah.
Sorry, the name is escaping me, but that's clear enough so that it's easier to get them up to Soveza and swap, right? Um, so they're basically making actions to move towards it because they heard about the ordeal.
Yeah.
Um, so we find out about that. They say take the time you need to get everything done, and excuse me, Running Bear tells us, hey, it's going to be a few days before we're ready to move out. We're packing everything up. We're having to cure the meat so they're ready for storage and transit and to last the winter. You have enough time to go to the cave. We'll be leaving in 1 week
Okay.
with a big caravan. That night, everyone goes to bed fine, except for Marigold's. What does Marigold do?
She will sit in a tent, and there'll be no light, or very little at least. The light that is will be entirely natural. We'll have located maybe a firefly or maybe a bioluminescent plant.
Yeah, glowing mushrooms are on the side of the cave where the tent is kind of built into.
So she would have maybe sidled the tent up to that or something.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's all that's illuminating the area, and she would just sit um, and um, she would just have her eyes closed, um, kind of meditative, I guess. And then after a while of just meditating on everything that has happened and how she's feeling, and then just focusing on her breath and focusing on life, she'll ask just to herself, she'll say, I wonder aspect of, and that she's not thrusting this question to Matt, but she's just, you intend to make, is that what this journey is about? It's a rhetorical question.
Hmm. For the first time, as she's drifting off to sleep, she thinks she hears Visa say something. Ah, you will learn. As she drifts off to sleep. And as her last memory before it fades, she hears a woman's voice. You will learn.
Okay. Ready? And as I've said, I am most willing to, at any point, if we see it fit, save skill feats and stuff for learning. I'm more than happy to reserve. We'll see
Yeah.
if that's
No, it's
necessary.
perfect. So yeah, no, it's fun. And that's the thing, right? we're getting to build this great story and great world and everything. And it's like it's been great. Thank you.
All right. Very good. So we shift another day.
Hmm.
I mean,
There we go.
the calendar says it's summer, so it's not quite right.
Yeah, we need to edit it. I haven't gotten that fixed yet.
But yeah, we're coming up towards winter. I think we said when we left that there was maybe two months or something to go.
Yeah, there's just a couple months. So we're probably a month and a half left at this point. So we're getting close to
Welcome
needing
back.
to hunker down and call it good. So we're kind of getting towards that limit of what's doable.
We wake up in the morning. We know that we've been given permission to do everything that we need to do. We've given plenty of time to do it before the caravan leaves. Our goal is to leave with the caravan to rejoin the company, the goods, so that we make sure
Be a
that they
lot
get
safer
there
for us.
and them,
And
both.
yep, that's what I was saying. Like for
And
everyone.
but
Yeah.
that's our intention. But we have some things to do. Um, so I guess the question is: are these two locations that we're going to slightly similar in direction, or are they different directions? What's going on?
What two locations?
It wasn't there two caves?
No, there's one cave, the cave of the ancients.
Okay,
I accidentally said cave of the elders at once, but it's one cave, one location.
okay,
That was me mislabeling because I started shifting the term, but it's cave of the ancients.
okay. Then I guess we're going there.
It's the same cave, the same location. Yep. So it's about 2 days trip.
Okay. And north, south, east, west? Probably north, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Cool, cold
Yeah,
north.
getting colder. The more north we go.
Because it's not getting to
I
winter in the
think, given that we're going north, probably we're getting sleds, right?
Yes. And that's the thing. Like, that's part of why it's 2 day is that it's on sled. If you were to walk, it'd probably be 4 to 6.
Okay. Great.
With sleds, it goes a little bit faster. They are giving us sled guide, who's actually the person who the dogs know and will respond to. Um, and the time is needed, so these will make it a 2 day trip. Be safe. They will not be going into the cave because that's not their duty,
Okay.
but they will keep a lookout at the entrance to the cave to make sure you're not ambushed, and they'll be taking care of the dogs and getting them rested for the return trip while you take care of the cave. Metagaming. That's so we can keep the encounters being calculated the same way to make it easier, and also it makes sense.
Okay, we're gonna have fog.
All right. Fog. Yay. Route takes 2+ hours longer than anticipated.
Limits
Perception
maximum
issues.
visibility to 500. Not
So,
too bad.
so we need to roll survival.
Yes.
Hey, survival recently.
Woo!
Glad. Ooh, skewer. Rolling hot. Nice. So yeah, they
Oh
are.
wow.
Wow. The dice have turned. The dice have turned.
Oh wow. What?
What?
Okay, this has got to mean something.
Dude.
What does this
So
mean? This is insane.
fog sets in, but something else happens. Like there's a cool wind blowing from the south, which makes no sense. Why would cool wind come from? And vision is basically enhanced, and you're able to travel with no delay.
I have another pitch.
Yeah.
I would like to safely Barovia this and teleport.
Safely Barovians. What do you mean?
So in Barovia, the
Right.
mist eats you from one location to another to mess with you.
Oh, that is definitely a mab and spirit things. Old one thing.
And I think that this could either put us into a safe grove, like it just teleports us to a safe grove, or it just teleports us like right where we need to be, or to something that's interesting, or that's like a statue of her, or something that's long been forgotten, or something that somewhere that's very close to where we're going. That's
No. What it
yeah.
is we travel through the mist, and it
Okay.
seems like it's normal.
Okay.
It seems that. But as we travel through the mist, you keep seeing faces of Mab watching.
Okay. I can imagine Peter. It's like, who the hell?
Who's watching us in the mist? I do not like the faces.
Marigold would tell him children's. Like, he would remember years and years and years ago sitting, and she was probably the one that told the story. And it's the same story, only like 20 years later. And he's like, hang on, I
I
remember
remember
this.
story when I was kid. I like story. You do tell more.
Yeah, it's the same story. Like, and she talks about queen of fairies and talks about all of these old ways. Just as a teacher to a kid or as a mother to a kid. Says it in those ways, gentle and sing song. In fact, it would probably be a song. It's probably half nonsense, half like just
Bit about
history.
folklore. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the old histories are that way. If you look at, folklore history, right? The oral traditions, they tend to have a bit of a cadence and song almost element to them because it's easier to remember and recite it when there's that bit of a cadence song kind of to it.
Faces, my wouldn't you know? This was watched aloft, such thing.
Peter's just like entranced and forgets about the faces.
Yeah, and it's with that sing song that the camera sort of fade away, zoom back in, show a transition of time, transition of area.
Not sure how long it's been. Not sure where we are. But then something looms up ahead, and the driver's like, something's up ahead. We need to be cautious. I do not know what it is. We should not be having any mountains yet. But there it is. There's a mountain. A
Like a mountain
large
to me, dude.
mountain. but we're still a day and a half away.
I think that he would notice at this point because he's a very skilled and knowledgeable driver. That his
Mhm.
wolves are incredibly fatigued.
I don't know that they are with her thing because they were lifted.
Okay.
They're almost
So they've been affected by this as well.
yeah, it affected everything.
Oh, crazy.
And so we pull up to a stop and like, that is the entrance, but we should not have been here so soon. I do not know what magics this is. But apparently we need to get here, and so we're here. We will set up camp and
She
wait for
will
you to explore our
she
cave.
will take this man aside and she will say, "That is how whatever needs to happen, it happens. Somehow I wasn't even in the list of people to come out here.
Supposed to be here.
We're
I'm
not
17
supposed to be.
then.
But there are greater powers at work, dearie, and well, either trust them or don't.
It's the first time I've seen anything like this. It is so strange. I mean, you hear stories of strange things like this, but never seen it. It's crazy.
She goes. She doesn't say anything aloud, but she sort of smiles knowingly, considering that she just saw a rat man materialize before her face just last night.
Roll me a perception for her.
Sure.
Level DC is what? 16? 17.
We're at 3 now. Is 18, exactly.
Okay. So that means she would see it. Cool. So she noticed as she's looking at him, she like sees the dogs respond to this guy because he is a dog. Like as he's doing that, like she almost sees a shadowy form over his or ethereal form of like a werewolf, right? Since that's what he is. So she got a glimpse of his dual
Almost like
nature.
a spirit animal transfix.
Yes. Exactly what I was thinking and going for.
Love
So
it.
she kind of gets of it over him for a moment. Just a moment.
Again, we'll say nothing to acknowledge or spoil anything. And she would just say, "All right, well, it seems like we were meant to be here earlier. Get your things and, well, make sure we're ready, yes?"
Yes. I do like your stories. You should tell more stories when we camp. I like hearing them. Grandmother
I
Mary
may or may
is
not
always
write a
good
I may or
stories.
may not write a folk song about Mab after.
If you do, that's awesome. If you don't, I
I
understand.
got halfway through
I,
making the Baker of Brevoy, but I don't know.
yep.
It has
It
verses,
takes
so
a lot of work. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. So I get that.
but yeah, it could be
Totally get
cool. Could be cool to have it.
it.
Um, Especially if you one day publish or like disseminate your world to have a folk song in there would be cool.
Yeah, it would. That'd be awesome.
Either way,
So,
this is a mountain. You said that there's an
yes.
entrance. What does the entrance look?
Mm. There is a carved entryway that has ancient script around it that is in the language of Mab. No one can read it. Marigold recognizes symbols, but she cannot read it because she doesn't know that language. She knows the derivative of that language.
Right. All of a sudden, she wants to know. I might
Right?
reserve a feat space for that eventually.
That is something that absolutely I could see being something she'd want to work for.
Well,
But
any
there's
of
this
this
cute.
language that she sees, whether it takes time or not, will sit down and she will copy it down, symbol for symbol, however long time it takes.
If she starts doing that, Peter will be like, Marigold, you know I can copy symbols and put in stone, yes?
That would be heavy. See
Stone
this?
is
This is
heavy.
paper. It doesn't weigh
But
anything.
stone lasts longer. I keep journal in stone. Like he pulls out like all these like slabs of stone, like 60 pounds of stone. I, you don't like my journal?
It's wonderful, dearie. I would not be able to carry that though.
Oh, okay. Puts it back in his bag.
These old bones.
Poor Peter doesn't get it.
All right, so yeah, she'll take the time to do that. I think Skewer in the meantime will like scout right up to the entrance and like be making perception checks inside for hearing and scent and all of those things to see what can be
Mhm.
seen, to see if it's dark, to see if
Let's
what
do
the
it.
situation is.
Roll your perception for Skewer, friend, and see what he can do.
I mean, 22,
It's not bad.
not bad.
Every so often he gets a weird scent. What is that? But he can't pin what it is. It's there. There's something. It's not bad. It just it's odd. It doesn't belong where we're at.
He'll call Thurball over, and he's like, "You and I come from different places.
Yes, very much so.
You recognize?"
What smell? Let me see if I smell or not, because I need to roll to find out.
All right, take your time.
I I see what you're saying. I cannot put my finger on it. It is it does not smell like it belongs where we're at. It smells different.
It
It does
belong
not
where
smell
you're
bad.
from.
I, I don't know. I don't think so. It's not that familiar. It
Well,
smells different than here,
not
though.
familiar to me. Not familiar to you.
Well, it is somewhat familiar to Skewer. He just can't put his finger on what it is.
He goes, I think I've smelt this before, but I can't remember where it was. What it was. Oh well. I'll best report it,
Maybe we
but
find out when we go inside, you know? Maybe you smell better in there. It does smell like it's coming from, which is very strange. Why is smell coming out? And not bad smell either. Very strange.
we'll find out.
Very strange. Yes, we'll
He'll
find.
report back. Um, Marigold's mostly finished hatching by then. Peter probably helps by popping a section of it onto his stone and saying that she can borrow it later.
Marigold, I could copy all and you could look at later if you prefer. I almost got it, dearie.
Just
I,
three
I,
more
I can
syllables.
help. Okay. I just want to help you, you know. I understand. I don't want to make your fingers hurt.
Why don't you
Just go
take
for
the
it.
second line, dearie?
Sure.
Zoop.
Just using his base kinesis, like carving into the stone.
Alright, so we're, either way, we pretty quickly make our way to the entrance where we recognize that there's a different smell. What's the light like here?
There's a dim light inside. It's low light. And we'll pick up there next
Next
week when
time?
we go in. If you want to do anything else before, because it's going to be a bit of a jaunt. And I don't want us to get,
Well, we don't
two
have a
pits
map
in
for it
the
now, and we should have a map for it.
right.
So,
I have a map in mind. I just haven't been able to get it imported correctly and working.
alright. Cool. Well, let me know if you have more difficulty, and if you want help with it, you can always link
No, it
sort
should
it
be
out.
good. I just um all the other things that have come up trying to figure things out, I needed to do as well. I just haven't quite been able to finish it. But I found one. I like it. I might need to doctor up a couple things, but yeah, it'll be good and we'll be good to go. It should import well because it should export it's in a map tool. It should export the walls and everything. So we should be good once I'm able to get it in.
All right then. Well, thank you everyone for watching. This has been a fun session. I hope everyone's enjoying
Yeah,
themselves. Please be tuning in to DM Nix's channel on Saturday evening, American time, US time, for Cyberpunk. We are kind of in the middle of a week-long task to do, which has been exciting so far. Um, and definitely looking forward
gotta talk to
to.
Lady and find out who this person is that came looking for her.
Right, yeah, definitely looking forward to the rest of that story. And then next week on Tuesday evening, again US time, we will be resuming our Kingmaker sessions. There'll be episode 31, and there will be some changes to the crew, not to our players, but to the characters, as things in the story are progressing down a certain track. And so
Yeah.
definitely be paying attention and tune into that. And in the meantime, do you have any plans to stream any games or anything over the next couple of days?
Probably do a little bit more Arcanum,
Yep.
and that's it. Which it's been a blast doing that.
And that's in your morning?
Yes,
Yeah,
that tends to be
so
while you're sleeping.
yeah, 'cause I'm not able to really join those, but pay attention in the morning to DM Nix's channel. There might be some pretty cool Arcanum stuff there, and I'm considering maybe doing a music stream if I get better by then. I can't guarantee that I will, but if I do,
Yeah,
I will consider a music stream, and we might even make some music if we
health
get
is
inspired.
important. Health
So
is important. So make
yes,
sure you
health
take care
health
of yourself.
first.
And that's to everyone. That's to everyone. Everyone's health is important. Make sure you stay healthy. Get the rest you need. Get the healing you need. Take care of yourselves.
100%. So let's have a look at who is around. Jaggers are around, but for how long is the question?
They are.
Let's go there, Rennie. You like the
Let me see.
They've only been 90 minutes, so hopefully they'll be there for a
Yeah,
little
it
while
should be
longer.
on for an hour or two. Yeah, they tend to have slightly shorter sessions than us, but they're great. Everyone, thank you for being here. Be sure you join us next time for more fun. Until then, enjoy the story. We'll see you all next time.
Please look after yourselves. Take care. Kind to one another. Hey, Hat in the Hat, and from DM. Good evening, good day, wherever you are in the world.